So let's go with Kildare's group then. We have Kildare against Monaghan. We have Kerry against Galway. As a starting point, just each of you in 2 words, literally, and then we'll see where we land. Who's coming out? Who are the 2 teams coming out of that group, David? Kildare, Monaghan, Kerry and Galway. Who are your 2?
One of them.
I said 2 bloody words. I said 2 words.
That's a big thing. The Kerry-Galway game is going to be a ding-dong battle, but I can see it either Kerry coming out, but I can see the final game coming down to Kildare and Galway, because I can see Kildare having their second game at home being hard bet, and I think it's from the outside Kerry-Galway, but I think definitely Kildare dark horse. Okay,
well, we'll tease that out in a second. So Kerry-Galway, are you disagreeing with that, Enda?
I'll go Kerry, Kildare. I think it's all about that game in Newbridge.
That's the second game, isn't it?
Yeah, Kildare, Galway. I think that will be.
Is that on? Is that definitely on in Newbridge? Do we know?
Oh, just don't start me.
Newbridge or nowhere, apparently.
So, can Galway go to Newbridge and win? Is the question then, which you feel will define this group?
Has to be. Yeah. I agree.
Well, let's talk about that game in a little bit of depth then. So that's a tricky assignment for Galway. What do they have that Mayo didn't?
They have a forward line that, with this weather and this type of pitch and style, that are capable of racking up a score against any team. That's against the Kerry team as well, and they have the bit of experience coming in, with your Bradshaws, your Armstrong. They have a little bit of everything, and I think we are all singing the praises of Kerry and a phenomenal Munster final win, but against a very, very, very poor Cork team. And it will do them no favours going into that game. And we are all saying, yes, people are building up Kerry to be the only contender to the throne against Dublin. You know what? The one thing the Super 8 will do will sort them in from the boys, and there's no guarantees that we're going to see a Kerry victory either.
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair point to make, because Cork obviously have bombed out in such spectacular fashion that Kerry's win over Cork doesn't actually clear up much in the debate about where they are. So now Kerry, once again, Enda, are arriving up to Croke Park. Admittedly, slightly different scenario given it's the Super 8s, but Kerry are arriving into Croke Park less sure than ideally they would like to be about where they are. And Galway are a bit more road tested here. So Kerry-Galway at Croke Park, I mean, that's massive. Far from a foregone conclusion here, isn't it?
Yeah, massive. I think we're going to learn so much. Like, any of us trying to talk with any perceived wisdom about these Super 8s, we have to admit we know nothing. We don't know what sort of atmosphere these games take on. For me, one of the errors in the setup, and again these will all be maybe corrected over the years as we get used to it, is the fact that them provincial winners clash off against each other in the first game now in Croke Park.
Yeah.
And momentum for me is massive in the Super 8s, yet Kerry v Galway in Croke Park, like, that's massive. If Galway lose that, suddenly the whole dynamic of that group changes. And for the 2 provincial, I think it'll be a better advantage, and I think we should still be giving an advantage to the provincial winners. It'll be a better advantage to the provincial winners to not be playing each other. Dublin, Donegal, I think unfortunately the loss of Paddy Brady will have weakened Donegal a wee bit, but again that'll be a massive one. But say if Donegal take a bad beating in that, it suddenly changes the dynamic completely in that group. Whereas if Donegal were taking on Roscommon first and got a bit of time to build up to Dublin, that's a very different scenario. So that Kerry-Galway match, I think how Galway come out of that, and I think that's going to be an amazing fixture. That could be the fixture of the first round for me. I think it'll be an amazing game of football to see how this vaunted Kerry attack copes with that tough Galway defence, to see how that questioned Kerry defence deals with these sharpshooters from Galway, the speed of Shane Walsh and the strength in the full forward line. How Galway come out of that, for me, will very much decide, is it them or Kildare that's looking the more likely to come through. Not, of course, disrespecting Monaghan, but for me it's between Galway and Kildare.
Yeah, it's a great pity that the Kerry-Galway game throws in at precisely the same time as the World Cup final, but such is life. Are you going for Kerry or Galway in this game, David?
I still think Kerry are going to have a little bit too much. Even coming off the bench, you could see it. Like the likes of Kieran Donny and these guys are still able to contribute a lot. O'Sullivan, they're still able to contribute a lot. I don't know don't know have Galway got to that stage yet, but I am just dying to see the likes of Clifford, O'Shea. Geaney was man of the match. He's pound for pound. He's putting it in every single year. I'm really looking forward to seeing these guys coming up against, and it hasn't happened. It hasn't happened in a long time. It's coming up against a top class defence, and Galway have that, and they have it there in numbers, but it's structured this year a lot more than it has been previously. Yeah,
they're not going to give Kerry the room they gave them last time in Croke Park, that's for sure. So that's one group, and then the other one has Dublin, Tyrone, Donegal and Roscommon. So Tyrone, Roscommon and Dublin, Donegal, the first two sets of fixtures. Give me your two teams to come out of this group again, and then we'll talk. Enda?
2 words?
Yes.
Tyrone, Dublin.
Tyrone, Dublin. Brady, can you give me 2 words?
Roscommon, Dublin.
Oof, okay. Discuss.
And again, you're going back to your first game. Your first game is going to dictate who wins this. If Roscommon beat Tyrone, Roscommon will go through. Again, they're playing their second game. They're playing their second game at home, which is a major advantage.
Yeah.
This is Roscommon's All-Ireland quarter-final, Roscommon versus Tyrone. If they can, and you know what we've seen from last week, and the likes of Enda Smith, who's to touch them in the country at the minute, Cathal Craig. I think it's a big opportunity for Roscommon, because I don't see, especially as Enda says, Donegal are massively weakened with Paddy McGrearty out, and I think it's advantage Dublin. They're ready to put in a big performance, and you know what? And as they've always done, set down the marker. And what kind of Donegal team are going to come to Hyde Park? And the following week, I think it's perfectly set up for a cracking game between Roscommon and Tyrone. But from what I have seen and the momentum that Roscommon have, they're still young, and as I said 2 or 3 weeks ago, they're not that young really. When you look at the Murtaghs and these guys, they've all played top level club football. I think it will be Roscommon and Dublin to come out of that group.
Okay.
And again, as Enda said, the disadvantage, and it's not right and it's not fair, is with the provincial winners. And again, I think Donegal are disadvantaged because they have to play the big gun and then try and recover, regroup. And again, emotions, your minds, the physical, your mindset, your mental mindset is key in any game of football.
Yeah, it's a pity for Donegal on a few fronts. The McBrearty loss is terrible timing. So Tyrone Roscommon then is where you two differ. So that brings us to 5 o'clock this Saturday at Croke Park. Why are Tyrone going to beat Roscommon then, Enda?
I think, like, looking at that Roscommon Armagh game, as brilliant as it was and how fantastic it was to watch, Craig and Murtagh will not get anywhere near that sort of space within that Tyrone defence, and so it's going to be a completely different game. Roscommon came up against Galway, and whenever Galway properly got into gear, Roscommon struggled with that, and I think Tyrone's defensive shape is good. I'm not 100% sure where Tyrone are at, to be honest. I think they need to discover another gear or two. I'm hoping that's there. But I think the way that Tyrone play will shut down Roscommon, and Roscommon love that sort of game and that man